Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of Cap's Corner Store Convo, where we bring the corner store feel everywhere and anywhere in the illustrious 5 boroughs. I go by the name of Caps, and today I'm with the multi-talented, multifaceted Yaw Geez.
What's good, Caps?
What's going on, my brother, man?
See you, man.
Likewise, man.
Yeah, what's going on?
Well, listen, we're on YouTube now.
We are.
We're doing interviews with, interesting ass people.
I appreciate that, being considered an innocent person.
Well, listen, if anybody ever met Yaw, you would know that Yaw is one of the most interesting people on earth. Very talented dude. But before we get into that, how's everything with how you feeling? How's everyone with the family?
I'm good. Life is good. Married, wife, living in New York City for right now.
Right.
Hopefully moving soon. But everything is good. Enjoying the weather. Weather's been breaking nice, so the sun is out. So it's been good. I've been just blessed, man.
That's what it is, man.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah.
So listen, folks, Yaw Geez is a very talented MC with multiple projects that are must listens. We'll get into that. But before we get into that, give us a little background about yourself.
Yeah, sure. Yaw Geez, rapper, poet, lyricist, voiceover artist as well. Probably started rapping when I was in college, probably when I was like 18, 19, and grew up up and down the East Coast. Born in Connecticut, lived in Jersey for a while. I probably got the majority of my skill set learning when I went to high school outside of Philadelphia. So a lot of Philly dudes, DC dudes, New York. I had a pretty good range of culture per se, as far as influence on my rhymes and stuff like that. Went to college upstate New York. So, I got the upstate background, Syracuse, Buffalo, Albany as well, you know what I'm saying? And, I got the shirt on right now with Oswego State.
Hey, shout out to Oswego.
You know what I mean? After that, got into corporate America. I was rapping in college for a while. Once I got my job, I started working at ESPN for a while. I kind of just stopped rapping, and then, after about a year or two, I kind of realized that was an outlet for me to kind of, deal with the stresses of corporate America. So
got you.
I got back to writing again, and then spun off into made a couple projects, and then ESPN actually asked me to do a couple of spoken word pieces for them for NFL Countdown, Sunday NFL Countdown, and that's kind of how I spawned this little career into a little bit of a lucrative thing for myself. You know what I mean? So yeah,
that's what it is. True Harlem hustle right there.
Yeah, look, I've now been living in Harlem for 10 years, and listen, one thing I say about this, so I grew up in Jersey, and I'm always in the city. My grandparents lived here, my uncles lived here, so I was coming on the weekends. So I thought I had an idea as to what New York was really about. You really don't know until you live here, honestly.
That's a fact.
You can't mimic living here, and the hustle it's innate. Once you're here for a while, you can't even help it. It's just it's instinctual. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure that you're hustling, getting your money. You want to make sure that you're on top of everything. You want to make sure you're working out, looking good, make sure you're fresh and all that. You know what I'm saying? So that comes with being in the city, and I'm so thankful for working here and living here. You know what I'm saying? It's really had probably the biggest influence on my life thus far.
It's real funny because as a hip hop fan, just like yourself, a lot of the creators, whether they're lyricists or producers, a lot of them have multiple backgrounds.
Yeah. How
would you say all those ingredients piece the style of artist that you are?
Oh man, so for me, I'll say it kind of started off in high school. I started taking rap seriously probably when I was 19.
Okay.
Where I was really writing daily and trying to hone my craft. But in high school, I went to a boarding school outside of Philly, and my last 2 years they gave us laptops. It was a boarding school, so we lived there, sleep there, whatever.
Right.
And they gave us laptops. So at nighttime, it was around the email chain, we would just start sending rhymes.
Okay.
And we found an audio program where we would start doing little freestyles.
Got you.
A lot of my influence comes from Philadelphia. Coming up, I listened to a lot of major figures. I listened to a lot of Roots, Black Thought, obviously.
Of course.
Beanie Siegel, Cassidy. I listened to a lot of Philly rappers, and then obviously you have your greats like Wu-Tang.
Sure, of course.
Big, obviously, Big is probably my favorite rapper of all time.
Okay.
Jay, Nas, that type of influence. So very 90s influence for me, as far as the locks as well. As far as just trying to make sure your craft and your pen is it's legit, and and back then you really couldn't survive in any cipher, or you couldn't even tell anybody you rhymed for real unless you were really nice.
That's a fact.
So, like, that's the one thing I always try to hold myself to a standard, even to this day. Like, make sure that my rhymes are high level. Like, I always think about my friends in college. We know Haas.
Yeah, of course.
We know Bell. We know,
of course.
Those are my guys. Even to this day, I've known them 20 plus years. I still, whenever I write a rhyme, I always think to myself, how are they going to feel about it?
Of course.
Because the standard was always there for them. They set the standard for me because they thought highly of me, and they thought I could always get better. So I always wanted to make sure that I do them
justice when you put
when I put a rhyme together. Yeah, definitely.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Speaking about holding yourself to a standard, do you see? I really feel like there was a big wave of just create and put it out because of the direct to consumer. Whether it's music videos or with the streaming aspects. Do you feel like it's getting back to that where people are being more prideful with what they're saying, going along with the music and going along with the
times?
Yeah,
I think it just goes in waves, man. You know what I mean? Like I have one of my OGs. He's 46. His name is Kill. And there was a time where he wasn't even listening to rap music because it got so glitzy and gotten so glamourful. But that's my era I come from. You know what I'm saying?
That's also true.
So that's also true. But like, it just goes in waves. But it always comes back to lyrics and if you're nice or not. So if you look at the top rappers in the game from each era, regardless of what you have to say about this era of rappers, Kendrick, Drake, Cole, even Big Sean, those guys that are in that era, they're nice rappers, elite rappers, and it's always going to come back to that. So like, I think, and it's also the influence. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of those guys that came up listening to them have started to invoke that. Okay, I got to be nice. I got to make sure I'm saying something poignant, something important, something that's going to come across as might touch people.
Right.
You know what I mean? I've always been a believer in when you make music or you make art, you want to invoke a feeling from somebody.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Like whether it be happy, sad. I know some of my music has brought people to tears. You know what I'm saying? That shit is key because
I'm one of them. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You know what I mean?
Pollen got in. The pollen.
Hey, look, listen. Grown man cry. You know what I'm saying? Because you go to start, come back, thug it out, shake it off. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I think it's important that you try to invoke some type of emotion from somebody when you're doing this art, because your art is not just for you. It's for, once you give it out to the people, it's for them as well. You know what I mean? And that when you make people feel that type of way, sometimes people are tied to you forever for certain stuff. Like I remember there's a song I have called "What Up Though" on my last album. A dude reached out who I knew through another mutual friend. He reached out to me and told me like, "Yo, I was in law school. I had failed the bar like 3-4 times, and I listened to that song for like 2 months straight because at the end, this is Scott Van Pelt. He was like, "Yo, you still got work to do. You got work to do."
Yeah.
Stuff stays with people throughout the course of their life. You know what I mean? So it's very important. You know what I mean? Like to make sure you're saying something poignant and something important that can stay with people for the rest of their lives.
Got you. Another thing important, especially in this game, today's game, is how you get your music out.
Yeah.
Networking, connecting the dots. What part of the experience from ESPN helped you out with that? And how do you compare that to people that don't have that type of experience? In a corporate setting, how do they apply what they do? To get to connect the dots and get their stuff out there.
So for me, I don't have numbers wise, I don't have a huge following per se, but I have a very loyal fan base.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? And that's due to ESPN, due to being able to work with different networks. People bang with my music. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's important to reach out to the fans. We have a lot of people have this thing about like separation and not wanting to be too touchy with the fans. But that's your fan base. That's how you're gonna make your money.
Agree.
You know what I mean? That's how you're gonna get people to talk about your music to other people. So it's very important to like, embrace the fans. You know what I'm saying? Talk to them when they DM you. Have a conversation with them. You know what I mean? Even if you want to send them tracks they might. Want a preview track that you might want to send them that might not be out yet.
Right.
You get an opinion from them. That type of stuff endears people and it ties them to your music. People will never forget you for stuff like that. People will always be on the lookout for you whenever you do something. So like when I do put out content, people are always like, "Oh, I've been waiting for this." You know what I mean? And they send it to their boys. And it's just like it's very guerrilla style. It's very word of mouth.
Right.
But ESPN, I can't say enough about what happened, what that did for me as far as my career. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely.
Speaking about the spots you do on ESPN, you work with a spot called Theme Musik Inc.
Theme music.
Talk to us about that, and I want to touch on the piece you did on Kobe Bryant.
Okay.
The piece you did on Kobe Bryant, because we were talking before we went on camera. We were talking about how we've seen certain artists that are, older in the game. We've seen them like grow up from like being young and just reporting on their scenery and surroundings and circumstances, and then it leads to like how they're conducting themselves in life and like how they're trying to elevate not just them but everybody around them. So how did you just touch on that?
Okay, so for Theme Musik, Theme Musik is actually a conglomerate me and my man came up with. He actually used to do similar content for I'm not sure if you guys remember Best Damn Sports Show on Fox back.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He used to work for ETV as well, and we actually met through a mutual friend playing 2K. That's how we met.
Was he busting you up there, or you were?
Not back then. Now he does. No, I'll keep it tall. Back then, I was one of the nicest at 2K. Like nobody could see me at 2K. Nowadays, I don't really bang with that game like that.
Oh man.
It's neither here nor there. So we had been talking for a while about doing something together, and then we kind of so the Kobe piece was one of the first pieces we ever did together as far as a TV type deal, and that was in the middle of Black History Month.
Yes.
So originally with the Undefeated, which is now Anscape, ESPN's culture brand.
Got you.
They had reached out to do a series of poetry pieces for, we had done, I believe it was for...
Jackie Robinson was one of them?
Jackie Robinson, it was Serena and Venus,
right.
It was Colin Kaepernick,
yes.
and LeBron. We did those four. In the midst of us shooting that, we shot all four in one day, and then I think a week and a half later, Kobe passed away, untimely death. And for those that know me, I'm a hooper as well, I play ball.
Yes.
I grew up watching Kobe, and Kobe's one of my favorite players of all time. So they reached out and asked me to do a piece for Kobe. So I wanted to make sure I did something that was that really set the tone and set the mood. So I called my man. His name is A-List. Shout out to A-List Music.
There you go. Shout out.
We had talked about doing a piece, and we made it happen. He sent the beat, and it was crazy. It set the exact mood for what I was looking for.
Gotcha.
And after that, it's just really just letting the music take you where you need to go, and just staying on topic. And for me, talking about Kobe, I talk about Kobe in my sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like I love Kobe Bryant. Like I've had arguments with. I argue anybody down. From when I was age 25 to like 35, I'll talk to you about Kobe any day of the week. So his untimely passing, kind of put me in a space where I had to honor
the
guy, and also being that Kobe's such a great worker, a great leader, a great player, all-time great.
Sure. And
I try to put my Kobe mentality into the piece, and honestly, since he passed away, I've been taking that same mantra with me every time whatever I do. Just like I always ask myself when I'm struggling or something like that, I always say, what would Kobe do?
Agreed.
Because Kobe
get up and put the work in, man.
Put the work. You face adversity, he's gonna push right through it, no matter what it is. And if you fail, fine, you can go on to the next day. But like I said, I try to live my life every day as if Kobe was behind me coaching me. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy. So as far as the piece went, it was nominated for a Webby Award as well, which is dope. You know what I'm saying? And just really thankful that for the response that it got.
Right.
Everybody really banged with it, really loved it. People were touched by it, obviously, and I hope it's something that lasts forever. You know what I mean? Kobe's one of my favorite players of all time, and just glad that it resonated with a lot of people.
No, listen, I'm one of them. I remember when he passed away, I was setting up to record an episode of Sucker Free. Mm-hmm. And you know how like you get like these false, this person died. I'm like, they're like, yo, Kobe Bryant passed away, and I was like, yeah, right.
Of course, because you first hear that, it's like, no way.
I was like, nah. But then I ended up getting a text message from my boy Jamal Payne.
Yeah.
He works at MLB.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jamal Payne. And a good friend of his is a good friend of mine too, works at ABC, and he was like, nah, like it's
true.
Like it's bad.
Yeah.
Like it's not like it might not even just be him.
Yeah.
And then to see what what his daughter was with him.
His daughter was with him, and it was a tough, just a really really tough thing to digest, man. Like hearing about, because when the news came across, first it was just him. Then they said it was him and all of his daughters.
Right. Yeah.
So, it was. Then it was him and they said Rick Fox was.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know what I'm saying? It was just a whole bunch of just rumors, and you really couldn't put a grasp on it. The one thing we all did know is that Kobe was gone. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what it was, but like I said, once the news started trickling in that it was his daughter, and then the other families that were in there, you know what I mean? Everybody being affected. It was just it's a tough thing to deal with, and nobody can prepare you. It's something we never dealt with, honestly. Like nobody's ever we never dealt with a superstar athlete dying. Superstar athlete of that magnitude dying in their prime like that, and so tragically, you know what I'm saying? So it's a reality check that these things can happen to anyone and any of us. That's why you just got to live your life the best way you can. You know what I'm saying? I'm
just happy that he left that legacy of working hard and doing everything you can when you love something. That's something that ingrains, and I think that's something that music does.
Yeah.
I mean, music touches you in a certain way, but sports touches us in a way too. And for those who know, I am a huge Knicks fan.
I am too.
And Yaw is a very boisterous Knicks fan.
Boisterous. Like as much as I love Kobe, I probably love the Knicks more. You know what I'm saying? So,
I need to ask you this because you're a fellow Knicks fan.
Yeah.
What the fuck do we have to do to turn this around? Like what do we have to do? Because my biggest thing is I really feel the owner doesn't understand how ownership of a team works. Mm-hmm. I think his dad had a much better understanding.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm not gonna bash Dolan.
I'm not either. I don't think this go around is his fault.
Yeah, it's not all his fault. But I will say, like in past years, he's had a lot to do with the demise of the Knicks. But the last few years, I can't really blame him. He's spent the money. He's put the pieces in place. What I will say is, I know it's been bad. It's been bad the last 20 some odd years for the most part, exclude the mellow years. But I think we're turning a corner now. Now I don't want to speak too soon, but I've seen some progression from some of our young players. RJ Barrett, I'm in love with RJ Barrett's one of my favorite players. And I think at a certain point, it'll all even out for us at some point. You know what I mean? Like something will happen where we'll be able to turn the corner and start making playoffs year in, year out. Do we need a player to come save us? I don't think we need a player. We just need to keep drafting well, keep playing well, and eventually, here's the thing: when you work hard and you do certain things, just end up in your favor.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So just trying to stay the course. I'm trying to be positive as possible as a Knicks fan. It's tough. It is tough. It gets tough.
I didn't even want to wear my Knicks colors today. Because I'm so heartbroken. Like they do it to me every time.
I've had years where I've been like, nah, I'm off the Knicks. Like I'm not watching another Knicks game until so on and so forth. Then the offseason rolls up, and I'm back on ESPN looking at articles, looking at preseason articles, who our best players are, who should we be looking for,
who's our draft, who we getting in the draft, how can it improve the team,
all that. I mean, I'm like obsessive with it to the point my wife is like, yo, like I have MSG. Only reason why I have cable is to make sure I have Knicks games available to me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a real thing. Like my wife was like, "Yo, we need to cut the cable off." I'm like, "We can't get MSG. I'm not cutting the cable off. I won't do it. I just won't do it. I won't do it." So yeah, like I said, big Knicks fan, obviously, and I'm just hoping that things are turning the corner here. We'll see what happens this summer and in the years going forward.
Do you think Thibodeau's the right coach for this unit we have now?
For this unit, I think Thibodeau has done the job he needed to do in order to get things moving. I did not like how he approached this season, though, with not playing the young players as much as he should. But I think we give him another year, see where it goes.
Sure.
And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. You know what I mean? But I am thankful for him that he's been this is crazy to say, but he's probably been our best. Him and Mike Woodson have been our best coaches in the last 20 years.
I would agree. I would agree with that.
And it has been much success, but at the very least, the team works hard, and that at the very least, I can stand on that.
No, that's true.
For the Knicks team. So we'll see what happens in next year. Hopefully, we can turn things around. Hopefully, he plays the young guys, and we'll be all right.
For the love of God.
Right. Hey, Knicks fans, we gonna be all right. I promise you. We gonna be all right. Stay the course. It's gonna be so much sweeter when we win. I promise you.
I'm telling you, if the Knicks ever win, you will see. I will be out here acting foolish.
Tears. You hear me?
Decades of heartache, man.
Tears. I'll be front row at the parade, crying, bawling my eyes out if the Knicks win a championship in my life.
I'm gonna chase one of those barges.
Oh, bro.
I'm chasing one of them, bro.
I'm doing it all. Like I'm doing it all. The day they win, I might walk to the Garden from wherever I'm at. I don't care if I'm living in Jersey. I'll walk across the GW and get to the Garden, bro. I will do it.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying?
So Kobe was your favorite player?
Yep.
Who are the guys playing now? Like, whether it's veteran guys or young guys, what are the guys when you're watching a game that's not a Knicks game that intrigues you to continue to watch the NBA?
Obviously, I love LeBron too. I love LeBron. Right now, my favorite players are probably I love Jason Tatum.
Oh,
he's a dog. He plays so well. Obviously, Kevin Durant is another one.
Of course.
I know they're having issues right now with the Celtics, of course. I love Kyrie. Who are my guys, man? I love Luka. I love Luka Doncic. I still love watching Chris Paul play basketball. Devin Booker is a good player, as well. I hate Miami, but I love watching Jimmy Butler play too. So,
I like Bam Adebayo.
I like Bam as well. Who else is there? I mean, those are the main guys, definitely. I love LaMelo Ball too. Let me.
Oh, really? Are you a LaMelo Ball guy?
I love LaMelo Ball. He brings a certain flash to the game that he's young, but he still gets it done, and he's a superior talent to me.
Yeah. Oh no, I agree. Well, I mean, everybody that was saying his dad was crazy.
Yeah.
They probably eating their hat now, right?
Two of his sons in the NBA. One of them rookie of the year. You can't really say too much about that. You know what I mean? Like, look, hey, I am all the way here for fathers supporting their sons in whatever they do. I
agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I agree, especially for us, like people of color.
Yeah.
We don't get a lot of the great dads don't get a lot of credit because the perception is, the families are broken down, and I feel like even with that, I really feel like that the dads don't get enough credit whether they're with them, with the mother of the child or not.
Yeah.
I really feel like they do go the extra mile. I know my dad was that person for me,
most definitely,
and I had a lot of OGs and a lot of guys.
Yeah.
But my dad was always that.
Of course, yeah.
That main piece.
No question. Like I still, my dad was around too. Like he was, in my life all the way growing up. You know what I mean? And you don't realize how important that is until you run into friends and family who don't have that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's very important to give your dads their flowers too. They need them. You know?
Agreed.
Dads need their flowers. I know everybody loves giving them Mother's Day flowers, but Father's Day is right around the corner as well.
You know what I'm saying?
Dads some flowers as well, man.
It is.
You know what I mean?
Give them a big hug.
Of course, or a big hug.
Steak dinner.
Stay away from the socks and the ties. Though. You know what I'm saying?
Like how many can you have?
You know what I'm saying? Like you got too many of those.
So who you think's gonna win the finals? Well, who you think's gonna come out of the East and who's gonna come out of the West?
I'm gonna take Bucks Suns again, but I'm gonna take the Suns this time, beating the Bucks.
Even with the Booker injury.
Even with the Booker injury, I think Chris Paul's on a mission. He's ready to get it done. I think Chris Paul's on a mission.
I personally think so too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Suns Bucks and then I'll go to Suns in 6 games.
Suns in 6.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get one more question and we're gonna get to the this or that.
Okay.
The perception of not having a ring doesn't validate your career. Are you a component of that? Are you not a component of that?
I don't. I'm a Patrick Ewing fan, so like, I'm not gonna like adhere to that. To me, like, there's so many things that have to go right for you in order to win a championship.
I agree.
You need a little bit of luck as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta have the right matchups too. You know what I'm saying? So like, if there's a dude who's been putting it in, work night in, night out, and he gets to the finals a couple times and doesn't get it done, it's no slight on his career to me. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. The chip always exceeds that.
It gives you push you on a different plateau.
Of course. But like, I'm not gonna say like, I'm not gonna call anybody a failure for not winning a championship. It's a very difficult thing to win a championship in any sport. You know what I'm saying?
It's two sides. One's gonna win and one's gonna lose.
That's it. And like I said, you need a little bit of luck on your side. Like who's this? What happens if Hakeem doesn't block John Stark's shot in Game 6? We're talking about Patrick Ewing in a way different way than we're talking about him right now. You know what I'm saying?
What if Melo gets drafted to Detroit?
What if Melo gets drafted to Detroit? Melo's probably got a chip year 1 or year 2. And we're having a very different discussion about him. You know what I'm saying? What happens if Paul Pierce doesn't get KG and Ray Allen? Paul Pierce is now low scale, is in that tier with Charles Barkley and Patrick Ewing and those type of guys. You know what I'm saying? So like, but that's not a slight on their career to me. You know what I mean? When they put it in, you need a little bit of luck, man. And you know, sometimes it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen all the time. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have it.
No, I agree.
So
I agree. Yeah. Okay, so there goes the interview portion.
Okay.
But since we're in a corner store,
we're in the
corner store. People talk a lot of smack.
Of course.
You know, there's a lot of back and forth.
Of course.
So we have a little thing called this or that.
Let's do it.
This or that.
Okay.
Okay. It's 4 in the morning. Rough night out with your boys. You pull up to the corner store. Are you ordering a bacon, egg, and cheese or a chopped cheese?
At 4 in the morning?
At 4 in the
Chop
morning.
cheese. Chop. Hey, yo, hey, let me tell you something, yo. Let me tell you something about chopped cheese. So I never had one until I moved to the city.
Man.
Until I moved to the city. So I moved to the city in 2013. And I had never had one prior. I've always made trips here, but I never had one.
Right.
And ironically, the first time I had one was at like 2 a.m. You know what I mean? And I was just like, yo, this is crazy. Chopped cheese goes crazy. Like, I got me personally, my order is chopped cheese, American cheese, lettuce, tomato, mayo, extra ketchup.
That's the listen to me. That is the key ingredient.
Extra ketchup, fried onions, and we lit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely 4 a.m. leaving the spot. Chopped cheese
on a roll or a hero.
See, I don't want to get too crazy because you get the hero, you might not wake up the next day because that's a lot. It's a lot. The hero's a lot.
I'm on the roll guy too.
I'm on the roll. The hero is a lot. Like maybe in my teenage years, I'd probably go hero, but this tender age of 40, give me the roll. Give me the roll.
2000 to 2010 NBA or 2011 to now?
2000.
We're incorporating style of play, the tier of players, the tier of talent.
Man, it's tough. To 2010 to now, I'm gonna go 2000 to 2010 because game was more physical. Even prior to that was more physical than that.
Right.
But like, you know, you had superstar talent. You had AI, you had Kobe, you had Shaq, Tim Duncan, you had KG, you had Dirk.
Yeah,
you had some guys, man. You know, you really have to put it in against. You know what I'm saying? D Wade in that class as well. LeBron was just coming up in that same class. So I'll go 2000, 2010. And there's no slight at the new age now. But I mean, it was a tougher game back then. Vince Carter was putting it in. You know what I mean?
Of course.
You know,
a lot of dudes, man. McGrady,
T-Mac. I mean, how could I forget T-Mac? You know what I'm saying? T-Mac was that guy.
Yeah.
T-Mac is, to me, as great as T-Mac was, I think he's still underrated. One of the more underrated players in the league.
Well, you know, I think that the perception of injuries makes you weak or like undisciplined or.
Like I said, all that's fine.
But skill for skill.
If you're watching the game, you knew it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I get the whole argument with that. But when you're watching the game, you watch T-Mac play. It's different.
No, that's a fact. Because you're a hip hop guy.
I am.
From New York City.
I am. Well, from the area, but
yes. No,
I'm a New Yorker.
You got 10 more. You got more than 10 years.
I'm a New Yorker now.
You got dual citizenship. You got some. You know.
Yeah.
Bad boy era.
I'm saying bad boy era.
Wait, they didn't even give me. I didn't even give it. I didn't even give it.
Go ahead.
Rockefeller era.
See now you see. I didn't know. I didn't know he was gonna hit me with that.
See, like listen, we don't pull punches. It's the corner store. You know how this go.
I didn't hit me with that. Wow.
A lot of great music.
A lot of great music. A lot of my favorite rappers ever, though.
A lot of wedding anthems.
Wedding anthems are in there.
A lot of playlists.
Damn. Cash is tough. That's tough.
I love it.
I'm gonna go Rockefeller. I'm gonna go Rockefeller because I'm a huge Jay-Z fan.
Correct.
Philly, Siegel, Young Guns, Freeway.
Exactly.
Those are my guys. You know what I'm saying?
Chris and Neef.
You know what I'm saying? Those are my guys. So I'm gonna go Rockefeller. I would say this. Probably the biggest influence on me as an artist.
Okay.
But as far as like a conglomerate of team,
yeah,
I would say Rockefeller.
They were amazing, man. They even had good writers, Sauce Money,
Bleak. You know what I'm saying? Even
Young Guru emerges as who he is. Not without them, you know. Just plays.
Some of the affiliates, like they had, Rel was a singer on
yes.
on there. Chris John.
Yes.
They had people, man. They had guys. You know what I'm saying? And Kanye.
Of course,
I know Kanye's not in the Rockefeller team per se.
No, but that career blossomed under there, man.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm gonna have to go Rockefeller.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
One more.
For the Rock, baby. It's the Rock.
It's the Rock here.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're going to go a little speed round here.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you something. You just, whatever the answer is.
Okay.
Your favorite candy?
I'm going to go Haribo Gummy Bears.
The greatest rapper of all time is?
Notorious B.I.G.
Your favorite artist is? Hip-hop artist is?
Favorite hip-hop artist? Favorite? Jay-Z.
Your favorite hip-hop album is?
Favorite hip-hop album? Life After Death.
Your favorite record label?
Rockefeller.
Your favorite hip-hop beef was?
Favorite hip-hop beef?
Back and forth.
Beanie Siegel Jadakiss.
Your favorite 2015 and up artist is?
Drake.
Favorite collaborator? Could be an R&B singer, could be a producer that never worked with a certain artist. Favorite collaboration?
Nate Dogg on anything. On anything.
R.I.P. Nate Dogg, man.
Rest in peace to Nate Dogg. I don't care who it is.
R.I.P. Nate Dogg. Conscious or street drug music?
So what's funny is that people, if you hear my music, people consider me a conscious.
Yes, correct. That's right.
I love cocaine rap. Like cocaine rap is it for me, yo. Like give me the Pusher, give me Jeezy, give me Stove God, give me Jay, give me cocaine raps, man. I love cocaine rap. I'm so fascinated by why you are selling cocaine to your community and how you've been able to flourish and not die or go to jail. I'm fascinated by that shit, bro. I really am.
It's crazy. It's one of those things that'll never get solved. I really feel
it's like it's an unhealthy relationship with it. I love it. I actually adore it.
Woo! Your favorite artist now is?
Favorite artist now?
Under 25.
Under 25. Favorite? Ooh. I'm not sure if I have one.
There's a bunch.
25. Under 25? I'm not sure if I'm even familiar with it.
Let's say under 30.
Under 30? I like Lil Baby. I do. I like Lil Baby.
You do?
Yeah. I fuck with him. He's a to me, he's a really, really good rapper.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hear that. Mm-hmm. Your top 5 MCs.
All time?
Your top 5.
Mine.
Yes, your top 5. Not what you feel is the consensus. No. What is your top 5? Because I'm going to ask you another one.
Of course. I'm going to go Big. I've got to go Jay. I got to go Nas. Those are the 3. Then I got to go... This is rappers or MCs? MCs.
You can put the rappers in there too.
I'm going to go Andre 3000. And then I'm going to go Rick Ross, probably my fifth. He's one of my guys. Yeah.
That works. 5 people that influenced your pen the most.
The most? Number 1, Beanie Siegel. Number 2, Fonte from Little Brother.
Oh, so slept on, man.
Slept on. Super slept on.
So slept on.
Elzai from Detroit. Who else? Lupe Fiasco. Yeah.
Phenomenal
rapper. And my 5th one, I'll probably go. I'll go Big.
I hear that.
I'll go Big. Big. There's no. Big is gonna be in every single category.
I got
rapper, artist, MC, writer, influence, whatever. Big is right there for me.
I think he had the best. He had the best combination of flow, cadence, and he had just such a distinct voice.
Yeah.
You know, there was just something. No matter what he was talking about, there was always a very soothing quality about him.
No question.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm a huge Tupac fan. There's a very hood preachy thing about him.
Yeah.
Like he's speaking to you like an OG type thing.
Yeah, no question.
And I always thought that Big has that. No, he could be talking about slinging, murdering, having to do what he had to do, and he talk about his daughter, his family. There was always this very soothing quality about him, man.
No question. For me, I think I try to explain this to young people. Like, you have to have been around when Big was around to understand how impactful he was. You know what I mean? Like, he couldn't miss. He could, like, as far as records he was on, he could not miss. Everything he sounded good in everything, whether it be a remix, whether it be a feature, his own albums, his own songs, joints with Puff. He literally had the rap glow, and he has the rap Ginsu as well. There's not a thing that Big couldn't do well as a rapper.
Correct.
He told stories well. He had different flows. He's also a natural rapper. Like, he never had like necessarily a format to how he rapped.
Right.
I think him and Nas are in that class of not having a format, but everything just sounds so seamless.
So
rap. Yeah. So.
Your favorite storyteller in hip hop is?
Nasir Jones.
All right.
Nasir Jones told the story backwards and rewind it, and it made sense.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Nasir Jones. Him and then Slick Rick.
Yeah, here we go.
Number 2.
There we go. All right, y'all. We got one more question, man.
Okay.
And I asked this to everybody because I really feel this question, you could really figure out who a person really is.
Okay.
You are at a fine dining restaurant or steakhouse of your choice or wherever you like to eat the best. You have a table reserved for 5 people. You are one of the people sitting there. Who are your 4 guests?
My 4 guests. Oof, okay. My 4 guests. One would probably be Obama. I would love to have dinner with Snoop Dogg. Obvious reasons. Mary J. Blige. And Malcolm X.
Boom. I hear that, man.
Yeah.
Now that's a table.
Yeah, that's a table. Yeah. And you're gonna get it from all sides. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get Obama and Malcolm X to bookend, and you get Snoop and Mary. Because I gotta have a beautiful lady at my table. That's one. That's law.
And you're gonna get lit up.
And you're gonna get lit up. And you drinking. Malcolm ain't gonna be drinking. But we're gonna be drinking. That's a fact. We getting lit. We getting lit up.
Oh, I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah.
So listen, that's our time.
Last question.
Oh, last question. I'm sorry. Thank you for the producer here.
My bad.
You're in a corner store. You have $5. $5. What are you purchasing with those $5?
$5.
5 beans.
If it's morning time. I'm gonna get me an egg and cheese.
Okay.
On a bagel. That's $2.
What type of bagel?
I'm gonna give me a sesame bagel.
Oh, okay.
Toasted hard, butter only on one side. And I think I want mustard cheese as opposed to American cheese.
Hey!
I'm a little bougie. So that's $2. I'm gonna get myself a bag of gummy bears, and I'll get a can of ginger ale.
After some must with the sandwich.
And if the backwoods are on sale, I'll grab it back.
Hey! Yo, man, thank you for stopping by, man.
Of course,
my brother.
Of course.
Please tell the people where they can follow you, where they can find your music.
Of course, so you can find me on Yaw Geez is the name of the my stage name. I'm on Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, Google Music. I'm missing one. I think I got them all.
Tidal,
Amazon Music as well.
Amazon
Tidal, Spotify. You can follow me on IG and Twitter. I'm at Yaw Geez Music. That's YAWGEEZ Music. I'm at both platforms, and yeah, come chop it up with me, man. You know what I mean? I talk music, I talk sports, I talk life. You know what I mean?
He do interviews himself.
I do interviews myself. I interview people myself. You know what I mean? So it's been a great ride. More music on the way. More products on the way. More theme music on the way. Shout out to my man A-List, like I mentioned earlier, and we're gonna keep doing this thing forever and ever, like my man Big say. You know what I mean? So we'll keep this thing rolling, definitely.
You already know. Thanks for coming back. We'll see you at the corner store.
Peace,
my brother. Yeah.
Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment. Hope you enjoy, and see you at the corner store. Peace.